Okay guys, so for dinner tonight we're going to be having some oven baked drumsticks. So first you want to do is you want to grab a 9 by 13 inch pan. You want to set our oven to 425. You want to grab two to about 3 tablespoons of butter or whatever you have. This is what I have. And that you're just going to put it into your baking dish. So then we're going to stick this into the oven and we're going to let the butter melt while the oven preheats. I have 6 pieces of chicken drumsticks. So we're going to grab a bowl and we're going to be using some Bisquick mix to make our coating. So we're going to add about a cup of Bisquick mix. I'm going to add some paprika, maybe about 1.5 teaspoons. Okay, we'll add about 1 teaspoon of salt and about 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. Go ahead and give that a mix. So I'm going to use my sifter because I noticed that it's real clumpy. You see how that looks? Oops, I spilled some of it on the stove. So let's do this. Okay. So now we're going to start coating our chicken. And my oven already beeped and my butter has melted. So I'm going to take out my baking dish out of the oven. I'm going to place it back here. So I'm going to coat my chicken and I'm going to be placing it in here. So we're going to grab my chicken. Okay, we're just going to place it in here. Okay. Now you want to grab some butter spray and you're going to spray the top of the chicken. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to place it into the oven and we are going to bake it for 30 minutes. So after it bakes for 30 minutes, I'll show you the continuing cooking process. Our chicken cooked for 30 minutes and we are going to flip our chicken. And now we're going to stick it back into the oven for 20 minutes. Alright, so I'll be working on some sides. One of them is going to be a baked potatoes, which I'm just going to nuke in the microwave. You're just going to poke some holes in it. And I'm just going to go and put these in the microwave and they're just going to cook until your desired tenderness. So my son's going to have the baked potatoes. The rest of us are going to have mashed potatoes. And these are actually my favorite packaged mashed potatoes. One of my favorites. Okay, so my water's come to a boil. Let's go ahead and take that off the heat. Let's open up our package. These are really good. You don't even need to add extra butter because it's already buttery home style. It's pretty precise, so you just pour it in there. Okay, so we're going to set those aside. And now we're going to grab the same pot that I had. So with this, we're just going to make some canned corn. I like to cook it in the juices of the corn with butter. So same pot, we're going to put it off to the side. Still have 6 minutes left on the chicken. The baked potatoes are already done. Now I'm going to add a dollop of butter to the corn. Let's go ahead and take out our chicken. show you how the chicken looks. This is how the chicken looks coming out of the oven. Alright guys, so here's dinner. It's easy oven baked chicken. And this is what we're having for dinner tonight, guys. Alright guys, so for dinner tonight, we're just going to be having some pork chops. But I'm coming in to show you a side dish that I'm making. Now these are red potatoes. And what I'm doing here is I am dicing them up with the skin on. You want to give them a good rinse before you start cutting them. You want to make sure they are dry, like towel dried. That way it crisps up in the oven. Okay. So this is what I have. This should be about 2 cups. I don't need all those potatoes. I've set my oven for 450 degrees. So to this we're going to add 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Half a teaspoon of parsley flakes. Right, a half a teaspoon of salt. And half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Alright, and a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. So let's go ahead and add some oil. Okay, and let's give that a mix. Let's give it just a little bit more. Okay, so you want to go ahead and grab a baking sheet. You want to make sure it's greased. Mine are different. Mine are not non-stick, so either way I have to grease it. We're going to grab our potato mixture. And I'm going to lay them out. I'm going to lay them out evenly on your baking sheet. So now you're going to stick this into a 450 degree preheated oven for about 25 to 35 minutes. Halfway between that cooking time, you're going to take it out, stir it, and then stick it back in for the remainder time. Okay, so while my potatoes are starting to cook in the oven, I went ahead and pulled out my pork chops. These are pork center loin chops. They're boneless, and all I do is season them with Lawry's seasoned salt. I have my cast iron skillet heating back here. Oops. Whoops. Let's go ahead and start putting these in. Alright, now we're going to season the other side. I'm going to put a lid over them. Alright, so let's flip them. Grab it. So what I like to do is I like to add just a little bit of water or some broth because it like caramelizes the seasoning at the bottom and it gives us this beautiful caramel color. It looks really nice. I like to do it with chicken especially. So let's go ahead and remove these. Let me show you what I mean. I don't know if you can see yet. Let's do it like this. You see how it looks? Yeah, you see that? That's what I like. That's how they come out. So my halfway timer just went off for me to do my potatoes. Put it back on it. So I'm going to take them out. Hopefully they didn't slip. No, they didn't. Perfect. Okay. So now we're going to stick them back in the oven for the remaining 15 minutes. Alright guys, so that's the potatoes. That's how they look. And there's of course my pork chops and then a little side salad. And this is what we're gonna have. And this is what we're having for dinner tonight.